that hairy Jewish guy, built more like Esau than Jacob, who comics and cartoonists love to lampoon. While I'm bald on top, genetics compensated me with swirls of fur everywhere else. Arms, legs, shoulders, and back. I'd be a terrible criminal because I leave curly DNA evidence everywhere I go. The look has pleased me since a line of hair first ran down my chest starting in the 7th grade. I still delight to see the hair poke up at the top of my shirts like a wash of black foam on a beach of skin. At real beaches, I shuck my shirt to stroll around in my barrel-chested Russian Jewish glory. At my health club, sleeveless T-shirts display my shoulders and their halo of hair. What I see is a living tattoo of shapes, shadows, and textures. I grew up with positive media hair images like Sean Connery in his 007 days, and Burt Reynolds in his April 1972 Cosmopolitan Center. Then, over the last 20 years or so, a new look emerged, favoring shrunken-chested Euro men with less body hair than a Chihuahua. Media images taunted my curl-enclosed physique. Ads in the Village Voice celebrate hair removal via laser and other technologies. The pages of GQ and Esquire glisten with images of young men with marbleized features, with nothing on their hard but hairless abs and chests. A recent cartoon in the New Yorker by Raj Chast about an updated version of the 10 Plagues of the Exodus showed a girl on a beach recoiling from a man with a hairy back under the title, Unwanted Body Hair. And I'll never forget the derision heaped on the poor 40-year-old virgin for his hairy chest, which drove him to the salon for a wax and rip treatment. Actor Steve Carell, who really did undergo this painful procedure on screen, got big laughs with his outbursts of yowls and curses, but the obvious message made me wince. The message, male body hair equals social handicap. The negativity corroded my confident body image like battery acid on ice cream. When I turned 50, I suddenly noticed that I'm afflicted with hobbit ears, with their feathery outcroppings. Gazing into a mirror, I saw not a jolly, bald Jewish guy with glasses and a goatee, but a Hebraic Quasimodo, scored by the elegantly cruel Esmeraldas of the shtetl called Jade. I thought, surely other men deal with these issues. However, I found very little serious discussion of male body issues. I did discover the Men's Seder, a project of the Men of Reform Judaism that nods toward the unexplained land of Jewish men and their bodies. Topics for the Seder include what enslaves us as men, how do we evaluate success, and what are the plagues of being a man? According to one review, the new plagues include prostate cancer, weight gain, hair loss, and impotence. I can imagine the discussion. On this night, we're all like unleavened bread. Because we cannot rise. Farewell, my shank bone. In my research, nothing I read about men and body image ever approached the agony found in the books, articles, seminars, and conferences on women and body image. While I'm content to muse fondly on my hirsuteness, I learned that women strategize, rage, fret, and commiserate over their bodies at great length. And the intensity spirals upward when Jewish women raise the issue. A commentator on the Women's Jewish Archive wrote, I've watched incredibly talented, beautiful, intelligent, and critically thinking girls and women locked in an internal struggle with their bodies to conform to an arbitrary and unreachable standard. For Jewish women especially, the tension between rich food culture, contradictory ideals of the Zoptic and the rail thin, and the constant confusion of being accepted into mainstream, read white, culture while trying to maintain a unique ethno-cultural identity is one that leads far too many people to unhealthy and dangerous relationships with food in the mirror. As painfully relevant as such reflections are when I think about the Jewish women I've known and cared for, they don't really give me much to chew on male issues. Since men don't dare talk about these matters outside the Men's Seder, I'm on my own to decide how I relate to the mainstream read white culture and its standards for men. Would I shrivel in the white-hot presence of Brad Pitt? Would the chihuahuas of GQ hammer me into a state of depression over my height, my baldness, my pathetic lack of Matthew McConaughey-ness? I'm pleased to report no on all counts. I decided to keep accepting myself as I am. I successfully fought the urge to call one of those Village Voice advertisers for a wax and rip. My hairy Jewish body is my physical self. I'll never deny that. I get positive reinforcement of this attitude by watching lots of Israeli movies. They're enjoyable because they show bald, hairy Jewish guys doing cool things. like some people who watch Israeli movies. Driving tanks, shopping without a dollop of irony or self-loathing. Often, I revel in the presence of men with the same look. In my gym, I've checked out other guys, and vice versa, in a silent but friendly male competition to see who's got the baddest, hairiest, whatever. This spring, I felt deep kinship with a Hasidic man who exercises at the same time I do. Off come the black hat and the suit, on go the gym clothes. Once we stood in line for a shower, and I marveled at the tribal similarity. While he was much heavier than me and older, our backs and shoulders looked identical. We never spoke, but in that silent fraternity of the shower line, I knew we were landsmen. We both come from the same Eastern European stock. Two guys whose families crawled out of the mud of Ukrainian shuttles to eventually deposit their hirsute offspring in the United States, where we unashamedly maintain our burly physiques. Here are two Yids who will never get a back waxing. Raj Chas may find us horrifying, but that's her problem, not ours.